Anyway, this guy, Tabatabi, I don't know his name, Tabatizi. I mean, Israel has been eliminating Hezbollah back and forth. Every single time they bring a new leader, Israel just takes him down. Bam, bam, bam. No more Hezbollah. Israeli fighter jets have just rained hell in Beirut, eliminating in the most aggressive way the number 2 of Hezbollah General Chief of Staff, and by that sending a very clear message in the Middle East. Israel today is not the same Israel like yesterday. If you want to kill the Jews, if you try to eliminate Israelis, Israel will kill you. That is terrifying Syria, terrifying Lebanon, and all the jihadists in the Middle East, because finally Israel is speaking power and respect. Now, before we go and talk about this guy, let's hear it from the man Bibi Netanyahu as he explained what Israel just did.
לפני שעות אחדות, צה"ל חיסל את עלי טבטבאי, רמטכ"ל ארגון הטרור חיזבאללה. טבטאי הוא רב מרצחים. ידיו מגואלות בדם של ישראלים ואמריקנים רבים. ולא בכדי, ארצות הברית הציעה פרס כספי של $5 מיליון על הראש שלו. טבטאי שימש כמפקד בכיר בכוח רדואן, זה הכוח שהתכונן לכבוש את הגליל ולשחוט הרבה מאזרחינו. לאחרונה הוא הביא את חידוש המאמצים של חיזבאללה להתחמש מחדש. זה כמובן לאחר המכות הקשות שחיזבאללה ספג במבצע הביפרים בפגיעה במאגרי הטילים שלו, וכמובן בחיסול נסראללה. אני מודה לצה"ל ולכוחות הביטחון שביצעו היום פעולה מקצועית, מדויקת ומוצלחת. המדיניות שאני מוביל ברורה לחלוטין. תחת הנהגתי, מדינת ישראל לא תאפשר לחיזבאללה לבנות את כוחו מחדש, ולא נאפשר לו לחזור להוות איום על מדינת ישראל. אני מצפה מממשלת לבנון לממש את ההתחייבות שלה, לפרק את חיזבאללה מנשקו, כי רק כך יתאפשר לכל אזרח בלבנון עתיד טוב יותר, ורק כך תוכל להתקיים שכנות טובה, בטוחה, בין ישראל ללבנון. בהזדמנות הזאת אני רוצה גם לשבח את הנשיא טראמפ על ההחלטה שלו להוציא אל מחוץ לחוק ולהגדיר את ארגון האחים המוסלמים כארגון טרור. זה ארגון שמסכן את היציבות ברחבי המזרח התיכון וגם מעבר למזרח התיכון. ולכן מדינת ישראל כבר הוציאה חלק מהארגון אל מחוץ לחוק, ואנחנו עובדים להשלים את הפעולה הזאת בקרוב.
All the Muslim countries that respect themselves have already done that. Made the Muslim Brotherhood illegal. It's only the West that is waiting behind. Why are you doing that? Anyway, this guy, Tabatabi, I don't know his name, Tabatizi. I mean, Israel has been eliminating Hezbollah back and forth. Every single time they bring a new leader, Israel just takes him down. Bam, bam, bam. No more Hezbollah. And it's amazing how much help does Lebanon need to receive from Israel in order to get their cow poop together and get rid of a terrorist regime. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, what happened when you allow Muslim Brotherhood in your country. Once they take power, there's no way of taking them down without a great amount of violence. I'm sorry to say that. I wish there was a better way, but Michigan, New York City, Europe, London, Londistan, and Amsterdam, and all these cities in the West, pay attention. You don't want Muslim Brotherhood. It doesn't end well. Regardless of what just happened here, $5 million bounty on his head by America, by the way, because he's also one of the enemies of America, which remind us who else had a similar bounty even bigger. Even bigger. Ahmed El-Shara Jawlani had a $10 million bounty on his head, but now he's walking in the White House receiving golden perfumes from the president. If you understand what Israel is doing here, sending a very clear message. So, if you watch until here, I know you probably hate this. I used to hate these breaks myself, but it's important. Do the like, do the subscribe, hit the bell. That will help you get notified. If you want to help this channel keep growing, because let's be honest, I'm probably the only Druze podcaster that I know in English that is out there. And if you want to help this channel keep growing, we need your help. We're a small minority. We don't have the numbers, so we appreciate every help that happens. Also, if you want to help this channel practically, go and check the Patreon. We can find practical financial ways to support the work that I'm doing, because after all, I am doing this for free and out of my own free time. For you, it might be one cup of coffee, but for me, it means the world, because this is literally how I'm making a living right now, to keep doing content for you full time. So if you want to support this channel, if you want to support myself, go and check the Patreon. Practical ways to do it. I've wasted enough of your time. Let's get back to the show. Israel is not the same Israel. After October 7, Israel is a different Israel. We don't play games anymore. We don't take names anymore. And if someone goes and says he want to go and kill the Jews, kill Israel, destroy Israel, and try to do so Israel will eliminate him. Now that is terrifying the cow poop, the camel poop, the goat poop out of all the radical Muslims in the Middle East, including Jawlani and the entire ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Syrian regime that is ruling that country right now. And it's a very important message. And I kept saying that in the beginning of my show way back, and I'm still saying it now. In the Middle East, if you want to have peace and stability, you need to speak power and respect. You need to show your enemies that you mean business. You need to show them that there is consequences for evil deeds. And what Israel is doing right now is showing Hezbollah again and again, and anyone that will try to even dare think about harming Israel, that there's consequences for their evil deeds. Because you see, for a very long time, Israel and the West, way more the West, but still Israel even, was ignoring radical jihadists, treating them like little idiots. Kind of, okay, they're just talking, they want to kill, Izbah, death to America, death to Israel. Just ignore them. They're a bunch of idiots. But these days are over. We don't ignore it anymore. You take actions against it. And what happened is they were going around feeding themselves also with that. Yeah, look at Nasrallah, look at Sinwar, look at this, look what we're going to do to them. We're going to win. Yasser Arafat, all kind of idiots out there believing that they can defeat a nation like Israel just because they have a few donkeys and camels and, they know how to hump a goat. But bottom line, they have no chance. They're literally way, way down in the food chain of armies in the world. In general, I remember one time a very funny saying that I've heard from American fighter pilots, by the way, American Apache pilots. I was visiting a friend of mine in a base in Europe, and his friends came and told me, it's very interesting about the Muslims. For people who are so focused on violence and machoism, they sure as hell not very impressive fighters. They're on the bottom of the food chain of armies around the world, but they're so proud about, we're gonna do this, Allahu Akbar, I don't know what. That's what happened when you mix low IQ, inbreeding, and a lot of radical religion, and you put it all together, and you get these dumb jihadists who go around and think that they can defeat the West, that they can defeat America because they shoot Allahu Akbar over their heads, hoping that the bullets will fly and be guided by the Prophet Muhammad and take down a fighter jet and a nuclear submarine. That is how ridiculous they are. But if they're left unchecked, they become very dangerous. They become very, very vicious, very cruel towards their own people and toward the people around them. And the only way, guys, to fight terrorism is by eliminating terrorism. Seriously. Anyone who have a better suggestion that is not a weird, woke Netflix idea, please come and give it. Give us a better way to fight terrorism, but until then, let the experts do what they're doing. And I'm telling you, as someone who was an officer in the IDF, in the Special Forces, in a counter-terrorism unit, that's the way to fight terrorism, by power and respect, and by taking them down and sending them to meet their 72 head-goated demons in hell so they can have a lot of fun there. But until then, guys, don't do anything stupid, and in general, just don't be Hezbollah. What a joke, huh? Remember the days where they used to say, yeah, we're going to destroy Israel. Israel is this close to be destroyed. Like, literally, they're... and this Israel, like a bunch of nerds, come and grab a beeper, a pager. Boom, bah, bah, took them all down. Taka, 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 airplane. Pa, 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 pa. Probably one of the easiest defeats that Israel have inflicted on its enemies in a very long time, and that was an arch enemy of Israel. But then also Iran. Oh, Iran, destroy Israel, wipe it. Pa, pa, pa. 4 hours, the whole nation is on its knees, on its back like a turtle. Can't even move, and Israel just doing whatever they want with him until, America told them to stop defeating that evil regime, which is, by the way, very interesting because America also told Israel to stop defeating Hamas and stop defeating Hezbollah and etc. The only exception here is the fight against Hamas, and I want to make that clear because people can say, oh, well, how come it took Israel so long to defeat Hamas? Guys, if they didn't have hostages, Israel would have defeated Hamas in probably less than a week. Let's be honest. A guy on crutches and a guy on a flying a kite is not really a match for Israel. And that's a very, very important message to send to all the people in the Middle East. If you want to be allies of Israel, you want to have peace with Israel, you're going to have a great life. If you want to destroy Israel, you're going to have a very bad life. So until then, guys, don't do anything stupid. And in general, just don't be like these jihadists. See you next time.